It is. If you like shit. It's the shit that keeps shitting. Patrick says people are realizing the need to just join the customs union and single market. Not enough people, I'm afraid. And trade is kind of boring. Like customs union, single market, you're sending me to sleep here, man. And there's a lot of people who are retired who absolutely love Brexit. Brexit is the crowning achievement of their lifetime. Imagine like winning World War II on your own by voting. That's how they feel about Brexit. So you're not going to break that for a while at least. I'm just going to nip over here and get some lemonade. Just want 1 second. Gonna lean into the light there. And by the way, I'm running lights off batteries here, so if the lights go off and I go really dark, or you can see the backdrop, I apologise profusely. But yeah, Carl's there, and we've got Tim as well. Ulicluda saying, "What is the Brexit?" Well, welcome to the Brexit. That's what it is. We've also got Cheryl, and we've got Kevin Hegarty as well. This is quite a good little gang for a Wednesday. Bit of an impromptu one today. I don't have anything prepared. I spent the last hour literally setting up the kitchen so I could have the green curtain behind me and the camera and the lights and a screen so I could see what you're saying to me. So I'm not like looking down at my laptop here trying to read what you're saying. So yes, I'm trying to keep my head up. Head up, Graham. Project. Not that need to. Catherine is sitting out in the garden, and my mum and dad are in the other room. So I might at any moment have to go and attend to something, but if I don't, I'll try and keep with you till at least 1 o'clock. Right. So here we are. Indeed. Hi, Graham and everyone. So G&T, we've got Ford Oak saying root. Soon to all stream. Is this stream number 2? Oh no. It looks like my I'm not going out properly. Oh, it looks all jaunty and stuff. The start of the stream is missing. Well, that's no good. I thought I started it with the screen saying it's going to start soon. That's not particularly good. Having internet issues, Graham. Yes, it appears I am having internet issues. Shit. I am on Wi-Fi at the moment, and I've had this problem a million times before with Wi-Fi. What I'll do tomorrow to make sure we don't have any internet issues is I will get myself a really, really, really long Ethernet cable, and I'll plug in to the internet. So yeah, I was going to do this in the living room, but my dad's in the living room, so it'll be a bit like awkward maybe if he starts needing assistance. Right, I'm getting messages that we're buffering. So what can I do about this? Well, the first thing I can do is basically get rid of a bunch of windows. Let's try and streamline things. Quality looks better now anyway. Oh, that's good. So basically, I'm only going to see your chat probably if it comes up on the YouTube chat. That's the only thing I'm still linked on to now. Everything else is closed. Yeah, I also realised my hard drive's pretty full. I need to sort that out. We were talking about that yesterday. Quality looks better now anyway, apart from the buffering. I hate that word. What's this? Which people got any statistics or polls? That's from Pineapple Boy. I don't know. For who? Who are you talking to? Patrick McCarthy. People be like, sorry, I read that one earlier. See, I'm watching my stream, and my stream is jerky, and that's coming straight from the camera. This is particularly concerning. I don't really know what to do about it, other than. Let me have a think. Do you know what I could do? I could. Right, I'm going to try something to make the stream work better. So if you would bear with me, I'm going to put the splash screen up for a moment. I won't be long, probably be about 30 seconds, hopefully. But I'm just going to go and get a cable, and hopefully it will make our lives, your lives, everyone's lives a little bit better. So I'm just going to put this test stream up here, test stream. But I will be back. Okay. Thank you. Well, hello, I'm back, and I'm going to try and sort this out because, sorry, it must be a bit annoying for me to be jerking around all over the place. Ooh, don't tell Marcus, he'll get very excited. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to have to set a couple of things up. I thought it'd be more entertaining to watch me set it up than watch a test screen, I guess. Okay. What we need to do is go to there. Right, and then that goes to there. Oh no, cancel. Didn't mean to do that. I want to do this. Come on. Let me move. No. What are you doing? Right. Okay, I'm sorry about this. I am trying my very best. Thank you for bearing with me. I will not be asking for any super chats today because I don't feel like I deserve them. Right, that started moving 25,000 items. Okay, well, let's see how that gets on. That might free up some memory for me on my hard drive. Temporary memory, whatever. At least we can hear you. Get on with the show, Graham. Okay, all right. Keep your pants on. Right. So we've got, I haven't got any more. I've got new messages coming up on here on the screen that I can see in my monitor, but I'm not getting any new messages up on the actual. Oh my God, this is painful. This is actually painful. I'm not getting any new messages up on my message screen on YouTube. So do you know what? I'm just going to sack that off. And if someone does send me a super chat, you might all have to shout at me via the wonderful internet that someone has sent a super chat because it's quite small on my monitor to read the messages. It's quite hard to read. There we go. Is this the EU's fault? Oh, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Everything's the EU's fault, really. And also, I just realised that I'm looking at the monitor this side because I normally have the monitor that side, which makes sense because it looks like I'm looking at the question, the things you're writing to me. But at the moment, it looks like I'm looking the wrong way. I don't even know which way I'm looking. Give me a second with this one. I could maybe do something with it. Oh no, I can't unless I flip the screen. Okay, come on, Star, my favourite ginger. Are you in Liverpool? Says Gene T. Yes, I'm in Liverpool. If anyone wants to meet up for a bevy on Lark Lane, please get in touch. I've got Bayberg, switch it off and switch it on again. Yeah, but if I do that, then you lose the feed and you won't be able to find me. Yeah, the stream is shit all over the places. Okay at times and stuttering others. Yeah. Graham gets a sledgehammer. Very tempting, Yorosh. Very, very tempting. Panel boy, is this useful? That was short and sweet. Indeed. Of course, it's the EU's fault. It's the gammons, says Charlotte. At least we can hear you. Get on with the show. I've read that one. Works fine now. It's the first time I managed to catch you live. That's from Nina. Yeah, I've got 2 new people who have not watched the show live before. And everything is going wrong. For those of you coming a bit late, I'm actually in Liverpool this week. Helping look after my dad. And give me mum a bit of a break. So I'm broadcasting at the moment from my parents' kitchen. And with like a green sheet behind me. Which isn't quite doing the job it's supposed to do, but it's all right. And also, my hand disappears if I put it. I should put the comments on that side, but then there'll be a gap on the other side. I don't know. Maybe let's have a look. Maybe I could do something with this to get. So yeah, what's in the news? That's a big question today. Not much, to be honest with you, is the big answer. What can I say? There's not much shit going down, if you know what I mean, because it's a silly season. But we do have Rishi Sunak saying, "Oh yeah, we should definitely bring more people back into the workplace, even though we're not quite over this COVID thing yet. But even though we're not quite over the COVID thing." You've all got to get back to work. I know you've been working even more productively from home because people have actually been more productive working from home than they have been working in an office. Productivity across the world has gone up because of people working from home. People work better at home and work harder, and it's just a better work-life balance, which is a little buzz phrase that people like to use. But in this case, it's entirely true. It's a better life, work-life balance to be, doing it like that. Now I'm gonna switch things around a little bit. Watch this. There you go. Right, I've switched it around. Although there is like a little hole here. I don't know what to do about that. I suppose I could make myself bigger. Should I make myself bigger? I'm not big-headed enough. There we go. Oh yes, I'm huge now. Look at this. There you go. That works. Hi everyone. I love fixing technical problems while people are watching me. It makes the whole thing better. And I'm trying to talk about what Rishi Sunak's trying to get everyone to go back to work. Why is he trying to get people back to work? Well, because he's getting paid by the landlords, the people who own the big offices that are no longer needed, the people who make money out of transport, people who make money out of fossil fuels. They want people to sit in traffic for an hour every day of their miserable, bloody, godforsaken existence, just getting to work. They don't get paid for that hour. You just sit in traffic and belch out fossil fuels. Gas into the atmosphere. Yay! Let's go back to those days. They were great. Kevin Hegarty says, hi all. Graham, I got invited to a surprise birthday party in Formby. What airport is best to fly to? Well, John Lennon Airport. With the amazing tagline, above us only sky, which caused a bit of problems when they first did it, because they said, oh, you can't call it that because that means there's no gods. And it's like, let's just see what we can get away with here. I realise I'm a bit big. I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller. Move back a bit, I think. I know what it's like when I'm watching stuff on YouTube, and there's like an uncomfortable there's a comfortable distance for people to be from the camera. When they're a bit too close, it feels like they're standing really close to me. It's all right to watch on a phone, but if you're watching it on a laptop, or even worse, on a big TV, it can be a bit intimidating, I think. They're just a bit uncomfortable. I don't say intimidating, but uncomfortable. So, yeah, and I know how you feel. Liverpool, I'm guessing, says Mark One. Yes, I'm in Liverpool. In the news, supermarkets are paying. Yeah, so fly into Liverpool, John Lennon Airport, or if you can't go there, Manchester, which is a really horrible airport, by the way. It's really horrible. Liverpool's, it's okay. It's fairly provincial. It's not a big airport. Manchester's a lot bigger, but Manchester Airport is pretty grim, especially Terminal 4, is it? It's got like these really low ceilings that you'd be, if you went into a house and it had ceilings that low, you'd be like, this is weird. This feels a bit weird. I feel a bit claustrophobic. You kind of think when you go into an airport, I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like it should be light and airy and there should be a lot of space because it's an airport. But now in Manchester, it feels like you're in the basement of an old 1950s department store. Yeah, with polystyrene tiling on the ceiling. Yeah, lovely. I love that. But then a few bits where it's missing and you see the cabling. Lovely. Thanks for that, Manchester. But the aviation industry really has a tough time of it, getting all those government grants and money off governments from around the world to stay, giving people really, really expensive ways to get around the world. Hello, Graham on Brexigo. BX. Oh, also it looks like my video's gone out of sync with my sound. I'm very sorry about that. Manchester recently opened a new terminal right when passenger numbers have taken a dive. Liverpool 1, Manchester 0. What's wrong with Manchester Airport? They just spent a fortune doing it up. Okay, well, sorry. Last time I was there, it was absolutely fucking horrible. So I was there 2 years ago, right? Or 2.5 years ago. It was the last time I went to Ginger, actually, and it was horrible. So good. If they've done it up, I will go back because I'm going back next month when I fly to Ginger. I'm flying out to Manchester, and I will reappraise my appraisal of Manchester Airport. I promise you. Also, why is jet fuel not taxed? Well, because people need to make money, yo. They've got to make money. How can they make money if you're going to just, tax them and shit? You know how it is. Yes, anyway. Key findings of the Andrew Cuomo sexual harassment report and what's next. So this is about the mayor of New York, Andrew Cuomo. Sorry, the Democratic governor. Not mayor. That's Biagio? I've forgotten. Anyway, the Democratic governor, Andrew Cuomo, has been accused of sexually harassing 11 women. And he's not just been accused, he's been basically found guilty of doing it. So everyone is saying that he's got to go. obviously because he isn't a rabid, what's he called, the other side, Republican, people on his own team are saying, yeah, he needs to go because Democrats, I know they're all not, they're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but they do have some morals, they do have some dignity, they do have some level of self-respect, unlike Republicans. Now, this has been a Republican governor who had been found to have been essentially guilty by a tribunal of creating a hostile work environment for women. Found by an attorney general to have done that. The Republicans will be crowding around and go, no, he's a family man, he's done nothing wrong. Whereas the Democrats, for all their faults, all their foibles, at least they've all the way to the very top, all the way to President Biden, have said that he should quit. But that then brings me on to what's unfolding at the moment in Afghanistan, which is horrific. Kabul and Herat, I think Mazar-i-Sharif in the north, and areas in the Helmand province are under attack or have fallen. Not that the cities haven't fallen yet, but a lot of the provinces have, to the Taliban, which is exactly what everyone said would happen as soon as the Americans pulled out, and they pulled out overnight instead of pulling out slowly. Now, if they've been smart about this, they could have done a Dost Mohammed. Now, doing a Dost Mohammed is the guy who was in charge of Afghanistan in the 1830s, when they decided to do a deal with the British to leave Kabul in a big caravan of over 1,000 people. And they said they'll get safe passage to what's now Pakistan. So everyone set off under the leadership of, I think, a guy called Lord Elephantine or something like that. And they picked them off one by one. And there was only a single survivor of that lonely trek. And don't forget, it wasn't just military people. It was the military wives and the military children as well. So, yeah, it was a bit of a disaster, this retreat from Kabul in the 1830s. I think it was 1830s. Other than that, it might be in the early 1840s. It was a long time ago. My memory's a bit hazy about the events because I didn't actually exist then, and I wouldn't for another 140 years. But yes, the upshot of which was that the Afghans basically got rid of the undesirables from their country. Now, this could have been a really good way of doing that, and it might still be. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I might just be picking up the wrong vibes from this entirely, and I might be completely thinking that the US are a bunch of dickheads and don't know what they're doing. But they actually do know what they're doing, because this is what I would do. I would say that the Americans have left, and then when the Taliban show themselves and turn up with their guns and stuff, I will bomb the shit out of them. That's what I would do if I was a military commander. And obviously, I'm not a military commander. I'm not in the army. I'm a pacifist. Make peace, not war. No, make love, not war. But yes, even so, that would be the canny way of doing it. Lull them into a false sense of security. The Americans are gone. They've all gone. As soon as they, show themselves, because they were hiding, and then now they're not. They're actually surrounding cities. Bomb the shit out of them. There you go. Taliban solved, which is basically what they did with. Sorry, that went really high pitch, isn't it? Which is basically what they did with poor old the Tamil Tigers in Sri Lanka. They basically just killed them all. That stopped them. That stopped the insurgency. And I'm glad I don't have to make these kind of decisions. But if they have literally just pulled out and they've just left the Afghans to it, we're going to have years of civil war now. Years of civil war in Afghanistan, a country that hasn't really known peace for over 42 years. It hasn't known peace in my entire lifetime. That is insane, isn't it? That is crazy. It was invaded by the Soviets in 1979, and it's not really had much of a let-up since then. The Soviets left, there were skirmishes that fell into a civil war, which lasted nearly a decade, and then the Taliban took over, started beheading people in the National Football Stadium in Kabul, banning children from flying kites, torturing people, doing all kinds of crazy shit. And and then the Americans and NATO and the UK decided to invade after September the 11th. 20 years ago. It was 20 years ago this September. That September the 11th happened. Since then, constant state of war, which is a shame. because Charlotte's saying bye. I have to go to work. Thanks for a great show as always. Oh, thanks Charlotte. I was just saying bye. You're talking bollocks. I'm going. I can't take any more of your shit, Graham. But yes, it's a really sad story. It's a really sad story, and I just wish the people in charge had more of a plan than they seem to. I don't know what the great military minds are thinking, if there are any great military minds anymore. Maybe they went the same way as the great architects of the world. They just all sort of left and went and colonized another planet. I don't know. I'm having real trouble reading your messages here, so I am going to open the chat app again online. So if I start buffering again, please let me know. But otherwise, I'm just going to try and plow ahead with this, because obviously it's not great if I can't read what you're saying to me. This is supposed to be a two-way conversation, not just me monologuing it for an hour. I'm kind of trying to get things set up really for tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we're going to be doing Hughes the World in Canada. Where's my Canada book? Oh, it's in the other room. We're going to be doing Hughes the World Canada, and I'm actually going to be having a special guest come on to talk about Canada. A Scouser that I know who's lived in Canada for 40 years. And she's got a very, very entertaining way about her, and she'll be hopefully talking to us tomorrow night about what it's like to live in Canada, and giving us the down low on the Canucks. So yeah, Pegnatori saying, but I got to say though, what happened to Al Franklin was very silly compared with what Gates has done, for example. Yeah, Matt Gates again. He's guilty of possibly trafficking children across state lines for sex. I mean, oh my God, that is on another level. That is Jesus, and yet Matt Gates and all his little cronies crowd around him and go, "Oh, he's done nothing wrong. He's a family man. He's done nothing wrong." He's a bit of a lad. That's what they like to say on the right. He's a bit of a lad. You know, he's a bloke. Blokes are a bit like that. This is what they said after the tape came out of Trump saying grab him by the pussy, and all of his acolytes were all like, yeah, I'd love him to do that to my mum. I'd love him to do that to my daughter. I'd love him to do that to my sister. That would be great if he sexually abused them in that way, because he's powerful and he can, which he bragged about. He literally said, I'm powerful, I can do what I like. And they made excuses for him. So at least in Cuomo's case, they're not making excuses for him. So, but then I start going on about bloody, oh my God. What is going on with my picture there? I seem to have gone a lot smaller than I'm supposed to. This is so bizarre. Out of cheese era, redo from start. This is so bizarre. I'm looking at YouTube, and the way it's coming up on my YouTube screen, I'm like quartered. Oh no, it's okay. It's just my screen. But oh my God, the internet is just not handling this at all. It is just not handling this. I'm having a conversation at the moment with one of the internet providers in Bocas del Toro in Panama, where my island is, and we're having this conversation. He's saying, "Oh, you only need 5 megabits upload speed," and I'm like, "No, I need 10." He's like, "Well, that's quite a lot for uploads." I'm like, "Yep, yeah, it is," but this is entirely embarrassing. I'm sorry, I can see that the quality of this is just absolutely shite. So I am going to go out this afternoon. I'm going to go to PC World. I'm going to buy myself a bloody long Ethernet cable. I'm going to plug into the internet. That's what I'm going to do. Right. Canada needs to be dragged through the courts. Standard maple syrup bottle contains 1 billion calories. That's why I'm fat. Stop buying it, mate. You don't have to buy it if you don't want to. Yuli Kaluda says hi again. I should let you know that my screen hasn't refreshed. So Yuli Kaluda's hi again is the last message, is the first message that I can see. So the last message I can see. So anything before then, you're gonna have to write it again, I'm afraid. Richard Foster says buffering. Yeah, I was trying to get YouTube up, but that was a really bad idea. So I won't do that anymore. Graham, do you have a VPN? Move your location to an Algerian server as the latency is lower than in UK. Okay, I can literally do that as we're speaking. If this mucks up, it's all on you, 100 Trees Plant Nursery, okay? Firing up the VPN. This feels very strange when I'm not doing anything naughty. Why go through Algeria? Okay. You are buffering, Graham. Yes, thanks, Suzanne. I'm trying to sort it out. I've been advised to boot up my VPN and go via Algeria of all places. So we're going to try that. Give it a go. The hype of Gates being guilty and about to be charged has gone from 100 to 0 in the month since the news broke. Indeed. Drop the video quality. Yes, actually, that's a good idea. But I'm just a bit worried that it might resize everything on the screen. But let me just see if I can do that as well. We'll try and do everything in our little gorgeous little powers to make sure that we are settings that we're going out at the right rate. I'm sorry about this. Will the Ethernet cable stretch all the way to Ginger Island? No, Ginger Island's going to be line of sight video. We're going to be using dishes, I think, of an aerial. But yes, it's going to be high speed all the way. Well, it better be high speed. The amount we're paying for it. Oh my god. Right, video bit rate. I'm on 2,500 for the video bit rate. Audio bit rate to 160. Videos cannot be paused if the recording quality is set to same stream. Okay. Base resolution. I can't change it. Video output is currently active. Please turn off any outputs. Video setting. I'd have to stop streaming to set all that. It might be an idea to do that. What do you think? Stop and start again on another stream. We're only 37 minutes into the show. Jesus. Right, let's so not Costa Rica then. That's where are we going to go to get internet? Algeria. Oh my god, my computer is running like a bucket of old bolts. Again, apologies. And I'm really hot as well. I don't know if you can notice, but I'm so hot. Okay, well, Nord doesn't seem to like Algeria very much. There is no internet hub in Algeria that I can use. Not sure about the whole Algerian connection thingy. We can hear you even if you keep changing size. Ray, you're back. I'm gonna shut down my VPN because I think it's just gonna slow it down even more. Because I think one of the big problems is that I'm using so much visual memory. Yay for Algeria. I keep changing sizes. It was that when I went onto YouTube to see what the stream was like. I was like a quarter of the size in the corner, and then it went big. Oh Jesus. Okay, let's talk about what we're talking about. Draconic says community chest. You have been found to be trafficking children for child sex. Go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect salary from Congress. Yes, that's the way it should be. Absolutely. It's working fine now. Hooray, you are back. Video chat. Oh, David Faulkner, thank you so much. Super chat, 38 Hong Kong dollars, a bit of cash towards your shopping trip this afternoon. Thank you so much. If anyone else wants to chip in so I can buy a very long Ethernet cable because the hub is in the living room. I'm in the kitchen. Can't really broadcast from the living room because my dad's in there. And at the moment, I don't know if you all know this, people who regular watch as well, but my dad, he's got vascular dementia. So he's fine. You know, he's happily lying in bed he's like in a hospital bed in the living room, but yeah, it might be a bit disturbing if I'm ranting at the camera with him in the room. 100 Trees Plant Nursery, it's got to do with latency. The ping and load for the service in the UK are double, and in Algeria it can help. 100 Trees Plant Nursery, I'm with NordVPN and they don't have an option for logging in Algeria, I'm afraid. I left a link in the voice chat on Discord for you to improve your CPU load. Well, one of the things I could be doing is not having so much crap on my hard drive. So I'm literally transferring files as we speak, which is probably using some more memory there. I'm moving 25,176 items, which all in all comes to about 100 gigabytes. So that's all getting moved onto a hard drive. Now, everything is working on YouTube now. Woo! Yay. Thank you very much. Right. So, we were talking about Andrew Cuomo. Disgraceful that he hasn't resigned, as far as I know. Latest news, he's not said he's resigned, which is an absolute disgrace. Just to resign, mate. You're not doing yourself any favours. You're not doing the Democratic Party any favours. You're just being a big, horrible embarrassment to everyone. I fear. And Zambia's having an election, and they've got exceptional violence going on, which sounds pretty bad. Also, there's the murder investigation that's going on into a Belarusian activist who was murdered in Ukraine, in Kyiv, I think, the capital. And as a result of that, they made it look like a suicide, but it's completely sus. Like, it's like he wasn't the type of person to do that. So that's a bit, not great. Just going to open up the chat again. I'm sorry, everything's running so slow today. Who wants Congo while Graham fixes the problems? I feel like crap from COVID, but happier to be home with you and lovely people. Oh, you got COVID. Sorry to hear that. 100 Cheese Plant Nursery. One of my good friends in Liverpool, I called him up yesterday. I said, mate, I'm in Liverpool for the week, helping look after my dad. If you do you want to meet up like Thursday evening or something after doing my show? And he said, I'd love to, but I've got COVID, double jabbed, and he's got COVID, and he's got to stay in until I think next Monday. This is like perfect timing to miss me, which is a bit wrong. Bit unfortunate. I don't think he's making it up as an excuse. Mark says Belarus still in the news for all the wrong reasons again. Well, Belarus, the country that's the USSR forgot. No, time forgot that the Berlin Wall forgot. He doesn't know that the Berlin Wall has actually collapsed. Yes, it went down 1989. Guys, that's 32 years ago. Oh my God! And yet Lukashenko is still partying. He's still partying like it's 1979. 100 Cheese Plant Nursery also got 3 tiny kittens destroying the house, 2 feral cats, a concerned dog, and 2 injured birds. So they can't wait. Fair enough. Pegglatory says Como will resign. He can't become a lobbyist if he's completely disgraced. True, but the way things are now, just think about it. I mean, like, these politicians are literally getting away with murder. They're getting away with killing people, and yet their supporters still support them. Pseudo-populism. It's such a disturbing, series of events, I guess. Graham, don't stretch your arms because it makes you look like you've lost them. I lost my arm. Yeah, I could probably make the screen a bit stretchier there, but I'm worried how much of the curtain you're going to see behind me because it's not great. It's not entirely great. I give it a go. Try anything once. Second time, had the Alpha and Delta, trying not to complete the set. It's like really shit Pokemon. Yeah, get yourself some shiny. Get yourself some shiny COVID. Shiny, got a shiny. We've got. It's. I guess it's just one of those things. I guess we're just gonna have to put up with this for the next couple of years. But I'm hoping that at some point the tide has got to turn. It really has. Just it is eternally frustrating that the wrong uns seem to be on the ascendancy all around the world. But at the same time, young people, generally speaking, are the ones who are more progressive and more caring about the planet and each other and everything. So yeah, I'm kind of just hoping that things can get better. I don't know if they will, but it would be great if they could, it would be great. One day. So if I just do this. Okay, now we've got a little bit more. Oh, no, it didn't work very well. Still looks a bit shit. Super chat, $5. Thank you, Jerry. Here's my little bit towards the cable. Como is a typical New York politician, and for the allegations, they should go to court if true, not a press conference. Yeah, but at the same time, it's like I always say, if you get accused of something, you haven't done it, and you're rich, like Andrew Como no doubt is, take them to court. Take them to court for basically trying to destroy your career. There's laws against that. There's actual laws against people trying to destroy your career. So, take them to task on that. Say, you said this thing about me, it's not true. But then, if a DA has found all this evidence and said, yeah, it's true, it's not going to go so well for you in the civil case. Just finished copying 80 gigabytes of CCTV to my NAS box to free up space. Well, I'm at 91% complete on my moving 80 gigabytes or thereabouts. And I've I've got 7.64 gigabytes left to move. It's saying it's going to take another 45 minutes, which doesn't sound right. But yeah, incredibly slow transfer speeds. Bloody hell! Like seriously, 1 megabit per second. That's a transfer speed to a wired hard drive. It's bizarre. Murdoch and his ilk need to get done for crimes against humanity. Absolutely, 100 Trees Plant Nursery. Oh my God, I'm so for this. The guy is like a zillion years old. He needs to pay for the crimes that he has committed. The biggest crime being that him and his portfolio of sinister news papers and TV channels all around the world have constructed a false reality in which climate change is A, nothing to worry about, or B, something that doesn't even exist. And they have pushed that narrative for over 30 years. And as a result of that, places are burning. Italy's burning. Germany's flooding. Canada's burning. Australia's burning. Tuvalu's flooding. The Maldives is flooding. People are dying as a result of what this horrible little twat has done to us all, to the story of humanity. They will tell, whoever's left in 100 years' time, they'll tell stories. Oh, there was a man called Murdoch. Tell me about the bad man, Granny. Sit your little grandchildren on your knee in your radiation suit. Try and reflect some of the sun's heat from the runaway tipping point after tipping point that we've got by then. And say, well, there was a man who everyone decided to give loads and loads of power to. Oh, really? Did he win an election? Was he popular? No. Never won an election. Never stood. Didn't have to. He just controlled everything from the shadows. And he wasn't even too shadowy about it. He just controlled everything. And when the people who won that general election, they put on the front of a newspaper, it was the Sun what won it. Murdoch's rag that won the election for the Conservative Party in 1992. I mean, that is a disgusting amount of power. This man owns over 70% of the news media in Australia. One man owning 70%. No, not right. And then when you look at the people who own our papers in this country, you've got Murdoch, you've got the Barclay brother, because the other one died. What a shame. You've got that Lord Rothermere, whose family have owned the Daily Mail since the days when it supported the Nazis, when it literally supported the actual real Nazis, not the Goddard Nazis. Real actual Nazis were supported by Rothermere's paper. Then you've got Richard Desmond, who made all his money selling smut in the 1980s when he got his Conservative mates to legalise it. Because in the 70s, don't forget, pornography was pretty illegal. People went to jail for selling grotmax. And then in the 80s, he made all his money for titles like Razzle. And he ploughed that into buying newspapers. And for a time, he was putting out whatever daft stories his masters in the Conservative Party wanted him to put out. And in return, he got, what? £75 million written off. The tax that he ended up not having to spend because Robert Degenerate, I can't remember which one it was. Robert Degenerate, wasn't it? Sat next to him at a dinner, and he said, "Hey, you wouldn't mind getting my planned proposals in before these new laws come in, and I have to pay £75 million on this property that I'm doing." And he said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll sort it out." And people complain about people who are conservatives go, "Oh, well, look at Liverpool. Liverpool." Don't get me wrong, City Council here has problems with corruption. It's a microcosm of what's going on in Westminster, the amount of corruption there. Who else owns the newspapers in this country? Oh, Lebedev. He's the guy who is the son of... is that his name? He's the guy who is the son of the KGB agent. Best friends with Boris Johnson. Invites him on bunga parties to the Italian Alps so they can fuck a load of women who are... trafficked possibly across state lines, well, country lines actually, for the benefit of these horrible, overweight, grisly old men to fuck. Young girls, we're talking 18, 19 years old. And that's okay, you know. Boris Johnson going over there, spaffing his muck up an 18-year-old prostitute at a bunga bunga party, in which he tells he tells his service detail. This is when he was like the foreign minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. He left his security detail at home, and he flew over there on like EasyJet. I mean, how open to vulnerability? Anyway, that guy owns the Evening Standard. So if you buy the Evening Standard in London, that's owned by the son of an ex-KGB agent who's become the Lord of Siberia and now sits in the House of Lords unelected. The corruption, man, the corruption. So I like talk to Tories and go, are you not bothered how corrupt it all is? And they're not. They're just not. They're just not bothered at all. Just don't give a shit. It's really quite disturbing. 1992, if it wasn't that the famous "If Kinnock wins, would the last person out of Britain turn the light off" headline? Yes, his head in a light bulb. I've hated Murdoch's ever since I saw MacGyver for the first time. You're going to have to explain the link there. Graham, GB News is gay. No, it's not. If it was, it'd be a lot more fabulous. What about Neil Oliver on GB News? I was born a free man. No mention of Scottish independence, though. For the sake of freedom, yours and mine, I cheerfully risk catching COVID-19. Yes, he thinks that people died our forefathers died in the Second World War in order for him to be on the side of a disease in a war against a disease, so he could choose to be on the side of the fucking disease. You got a disease, a virus that does not give a fuck about you and will not stop until you are dead, like the Terminator. It will just keep on mutating until it finds a mutation that wipes you out unless we fight against it. We can do that through vaccines. This is a guy, this dickhead, Neil Oliver, he hasn't got vaccinated. He refused to get vaccinated. And he's like, oh, if I get it, never mind. You know, no, never mind for him, because he probably won't die from it. He genuinely probably won't die from it. But he might give it to someone who will. He might give it to someone who's immunocompromised. He might give it to someone who's over the age of 80. He might give it to someone who's got asthma. He might give it to someone who's got learning difficulties. I mean, you do know that people like the horrific, heartless brewer woman, she put out a tweet saying that the people who died didn't matter, effectively. Effectively, that's what she was saying. The people who have died, the very few of them have been under the age of 80 and not had any underlying health problems. Unfortunately, those underlying health problems included autism. Autism. I mean, for fuck's sake. Seriously. Just Johnson, the Blonde Ambition tour, Cone's Wonder Bra like Madonna in Vogue. Oh, God. David, no. Just no. MacGyver's arch nemesis was an assassin called Murdoch. Oh, really? Loved a bit of MacGyver. We're going to be doing a lot of MacGyvering on the islands. Maybe I should brush up. Maybe I should spend the next month watching loads of episodes of MacGyver. And I'll meet up with Marcus on the island. He goes, have you done any publicity, Graham? Is anyone watching? And I'm like, no, just spent the whole month watching MacGyver. He's like, ah. But yeah, I wanted to say as well, if any of you can help with the publicity, Ginger Island, if you know anyone who might do a little article about it on a track or on a local paper or something like that, I've got contact, so might be able to get a little news story about going back to the island. Every single viewer that we get on that is going to be incredibly valuable to us and to getting the project done. Because don't forget, if it's successful, if we do this, if Marcus and I do this, it will give us the flexibility to be able to do a lot more pro-EU stuff, a lot more campaigning, a lot more stuff. Because at the moment, we are both stymied by the fact that we're skint. We just don't have the money to be going out or, doing anything. I don't have the time to give to building websites that I'd like to build, because I've got to, if someone offers me 500 quid to build them a quick website, I'm going to take that. I've got to clear the decks and say, right, I'm going to concentrate on building this website. I have to. A choice in the matter because I need the money. So yeah, that's yeah. But yeah, we can talk about that on the Discord chat afterwards. I love the pictures you paint. That's to David Huardo. That's not to me. Heck Food that supported BJ's Brexit got funding from the EU. Yeah, Heck Food, Heck sausages, which I'm never buying again. I never bought them in the first place, but it was brought to my attention that I should never buy them. Sainsbury's as well. By the way, if you're doing your shopping at Sainsbury's, can you please stop and do it elsewhere. In fact, just try Lidl for a week, because I was shopping Lidl and the price is like half, and you fill up the shopping trolley and you go to the counter and it's like the checkout, sorry, and it's like 40 quid. It's 40 quid, and I'm like, amazing. So yeah, I really, really recommend a different supermarket. Why? Because that other supermarket won't be advertising on GB News. Sainsbury's is advertising on GB News and is therefore helping give a platform to a man like Nigel Farage, who thinks that children should die. That's it. Could elaborate on that. Do I have to elaborate? He thinks children should die. He thinks that if children fall in the water or in an unsafe boat coming over the channel, it's a really dangerous passage to make. He thinks that if they fall in the water, they should be left to die. He saw that horrific picture of that small boy on the beach of Turkey. He saw that picture, like we all did. And whereas the rest of us who are human and have dignity and have a soul, we looked at that picture and it broke our hearts. He looked at it and he went, ha. And they give him they pay for his platform. They help pay his wages. So fuck Sainsbury's at the moment. Until they stop advertising on GB News, total boycott, guys. Total boycott. Liked your Ginger Island trailer with all shorts. When you said I need someone good with wood, I must admit a carry-on gag. Yes, well the thing is, I recorded my part separately to Marcus, and Marcus put it together. So there were a few jokes in there that I thought, like, he was trying to set up a joke and I was trying to set up a joke, and they kind of like missed each other a little bit. So I'm hoping in itself we can have that synergy where it's all a bit back and forth. Great, yeah, absolutely. The Ginger Island thing, I've never been this excited about it, because even when I first won the island, it was a step into the unknown. It was like, I don't know what this is going to be like. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it. I don't know, whatever. But I've lived there for 3 years. I know the lay of the land. I've been wanting to go back for a long time. Obviously, because of COVID, I couldn't go last year. And yeah, it just seems like a lot of things are falling into place to facilitate a very, very entertaining show while we're over there for 6 weeks. Bayerberg says, I'm going to poke you about that later today. Need to finish a couple of things first. Don't know what you're referring to there, Bayerberg, but if you'd like, if you're after some graffiti artists to do some things for us, I'm on the same page. Okay, let's get going on that. You are a wondering lexicon, Graham. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. Like Ginger Island Taylor, why the hell was Vince Cable indulging Farage on GBB's pure cringe? I don't know. I have no idea. You know, he's, face it, he had his hate in Depeche Mode, and then Yazoo, and was he in Assembly or Electronic? I think it was Assembly, and then obviously Erasure, who were fantastic, don't get me wrong, and their ABBA-esque EP was still absolutely brilliant, and I love it to this day. However, you know, he had his time in the sun, and I think he should gracefully retire now, all things being equal. Am I getting the right Vince? Is it my connection or is it breaking up? It's probably breaking. I'm talking bollocks anyway, so don't worry about it. You're not missing much. Carl says, it's like some people read Orwell's 1984 about refugees and took inspiration from it. You have to read it to believe it, and then you realise where the nutters are coming from. Yeah, absolutely. David Huardo says, oh my God, I watched yesterday the performance of Anne Widdecombe, the racist nanny in Strictly Come Dancing. Oh my God, that woman is a dancing tango. She looks like an evil reincarnation. Yeah, you know what? If the devil ever comes back, oh my God, he's got so many people to choose from for his familiars, doesn't he? And this is the thing, a lot of these people, like Anne Widdecombe, she calls herself a Christian. Like Rees Mogg calls himself a Christian. He thinks he's actually Christian. Do you know what, Rees Mogg, whatever your name is? If God does exist, if heaven does exist, if the devil does exist, you are going to burn for eternity in hell. If I were you, I would be hoping, praying that heaven doesn't exist and it's all bollocks and it was just made up by a bunch of illiterate goat herders in the desert in the fucking Bronze Age. Because if that's the case, which I think it is, then you're cushy, aren't you? You're just going to die and give all your money to your kids and they're going to keep it without having to pay any inheritance tax because you're so fabulously wealthy. You don't have to pay tax. Taxes are for the little people like you and me. Draconic says, incidentally, I think that means Argos, eBay, and PayPal are associations to Sainsbury's. Maybe so. It's baking up a little. Might have to give him a login for my VPN. I've got spare users that should help up. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that, 100 Cheese Plant Nursery. You won't like where I go on the internet on my VPN. No, I'm joking. If you want to do that, that'll be great. But I do think it's just the fact that I just need a cable and I needed to get a bunch of crap off my computer. So it is running better now. Like I can see my monitor and it's not breaking up as much. Oh, it is now. Now that I point out that it's not breaking up as much, it's breaking up. Anyway, you're mixing Vince Cable up with Vince Clarke. Whoopsie! I actually did that to his face, you know. He was at a protest in Manchester, an anti-Brexit protest, and I called him Vince Clarke. I called to his face, and I went, "Sorry, Cable." Loved you in Eurythmics. Not Eurythmics, sorry. Erasure. Not Eurythmics. Oh my god. That was Dave. What was his name? Annie Lennox and Dave bloody... Oh god, that's going to annoy me. You know, Dave. The Eurythmics. Someone once thought I was out of a band until they bought me a drink. I was in the heebie-jeebies in Liverpool. I remember my mate laughing about this. They just bought me a drink because they thought I think I was in a band, and then they got a bit sus as I was drinking it. Like, is it him? And obviously it wasn't. I was just happy to have a free drink. And he said, "Dave Stewart." Saying, "Are you a musician?" I was like, "Yeah," because my mate whispered to me, "He thinks you're in a band," and he goes, "What do you play?" I said, "Oh, the drums." And he goes, "What bands are you in?" And I told him I was the drummer from the Eurythmics, who I don't think had a drummer. I think they used the drum machine. My mate's like nudging me, going, "Graham, we've got to go. Hang on, let me finish my pint." I suppose Anne Widdecombe's favourite song is "Like a Virgin" from Madonna. Anne Widdecombe's favourite song is probably like some horrific old funeral dirge song, like the theme tune from EastEnders. Yeah, not EastEnders, the other one, Coronation Street. Oh, this sounds like a funeral dirge. Colin Baker, one of the doctors, says Dave Stewart, one of the Eurythmics. Thank you very much. Yeah, we got there in the end. Eddie Ben says Stewart. Sorry, it's just coming up on my screen here in real time. Oh, my hand is still disappearing. I need to sort that out, don't I? It was another Lib Dem leader, Tim Farron, who was in an 80s band. Was he? I did not know this. This is very interesting news. So, well, thanks for sharing. That's kind of cool. I think that's kind of cool. Let's have a look at this. What am I trying to do here? I'm just going to be getting up the Discord server link in a moment. God doesn't exist. Well, what I find good, if you get people who come to your house and start telling you about God, call him Goddy. They hate it when you do that. So, what's Goddy been up to today? What's he been up to? Oh, I'm moving about. Sorry about this. Oh, no, that's not good. Okay, there we go. That's okay, I guess. Oh, no, I've got some weirdness going on in the corner there. No, that's still some weirdness. I'm just going to have to put it back on what it was. Sorry, I didn't expect this to actually do it in real time, but it's actually changing the screen as I'm trying to change the settings, which is a bit weird, but it's not what it's supposed to do. No, you're not supposed to do that. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. Right, bollocks. Okay, well. That's the best I can get away with. You should watch Ralph Little's story about his doppelganger going around Manchester getting free drinks. Look, if someone offers you to buy, if someone says, "Can I buy you a drink?" Your natural reaction to that is always, yeah. I mean, it is. It's like in Ghostbusters. If someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes. If someone says, "Can I buy you a drink?" you say yes. And then if they're a bit bigger than you and they're about 6'6" and they think you're in a band that you're not actually in, yeah, that's when it becomes a bit uncomfortable. But I did manage to finish my pint, and that's the good end of the story. Hello, I'm late, says Chubbai. I'm just leaving. So Chubbai, just to bring you up to speed, I'm in my parents' kitchen broadcasting at the moment to you all, yeah, we've been talking a bit about the news. We're talking about Andrew Cuomo. We've been talking about the situation. We haven't talked about the Olympics at all, but we could mention the Olympics, I guess, a little bit. Basically, Johnson Thompson is injured, which isn't great. Means that she might not. She's out of the Olympics. That's it. She's out. That's really sad. Johnson Thompson has withdrawn from the Olympic women's heptathlon with a calf injury that caused her to pull up in the 200 meters. Oh, it's a real shame. And she's 28, so there's a chance that she might not be able to go again. And she's a Scouser as well, you see, so she's one of ours. And she's got a great surname, Johnson Thompson. I love it. It's just a great name. I love the name. But yeah, a bit of a shame. What else is going on here? Barbara Streisand in the news. I have the right to sing what I want, says Barbara Streisand, and also stop people seeing her house from being put on the internet. They've got a thing here about Indie 2. My sister and I have never spoken. Okay, fair enough. I don't know what that's about. BBC News seem to want to do these human interest stories a lot these days. I'm kind of like, dude, should this be on the news page? Should this be on a magazine? Shouldn't they have like BBC News that just tells you on the news, and then BBC Magazine that tells you these human interest stories that I'm really not interested in? Human disinterested stories. This is interesting, actually. I was going to bring this up. Holland Park, allegations of toxic working environment at top London school. Governors at Holland Park School, a top London academy, have launched an independent investigation into allegations of the school's toxic working environment under one of England's most highly paid head teachers and the incendiary claim that critical staff questionnaires were hidden from Ofsted inspectors. That's not good. Not a private school, though, an academy, so I'm guessing it's not a private school, but bloody hell, one of the best paid teachers, head teachers in the country, and they're having accusations like this, that's not good, is it? Brexit news, the students apply for UK version of Erasmus foreign study scheme. More than 40,000 students could be offered place in new Turing scheme, although costs may not be fully covered. So this is to ensure rich kids get to go and travel and see the world, whereas the poor kids have to stay in the UK and work for their entire life and then not get a pension at the end of it. Great. Well, they can work to pay off someone else's second, third, fourth mortgage. And that's just the way it is. I guess. Right, my computer's running really slowly again, so I'm going to have to close some things. I think it's trying to run some video at the same time. It's trying to run video that I'm trying to broadcast. Stop doing that. But I will have things set up a little bit better for tomorrow, I promise you. Right, I'm going to go to the Discord server now and set up a link for you, our little chorubs there. We've got Lee Corn saying, apparently this guy was going to the bar saying, I'll laugh a little, can I have a free drink? And I'll give it to him. That's one way of doing it. When I was not offered treatment for a condition, my GP's receptionist said, I could pray, it often helps. I wouldn't be able to hold my tongue on that. I'd be like, what? One time, Jesus got so hammered, he woke up in a cave 3 days later. Hey, he rose again. Anne Widdecombe reminds me of the witch from the Wicked Witch of Oz. Yeah, after a few pies. We've also got Udakuda, Lee Corn. I've got that. The Valve Little Story is so funny. Daily Blase says, good afternoon, Graham. Sorry I'm late. I hope everyone is well. Keep up the good fight. Thanks for joining us. We're going to wrap it up in a moment because obviously we're having a bit of internet trouble and I do need to get to PC World or something and go get a long cable. What's with that policeman killed shot? Defense. Oh, that a bit worrying. But what happens when you allow every lunatic, paedophile, psychopath, sociopath in America to have a gun? What do you think is going to happen when you allow every single fundamentalist terrorist, to have a gun? What do you think is going to happen? I mean, this isn't rocket science by any stretch of the imagination. I really don't think this is the best time for you to try and update on the Discord. Thank you very much. If you could just give me the link, that would be great. Sorry I missed the stream today. That's from Asperger's. It's okay. It wasn't great. Well, not one of my best, and obviously beset with technical problems. The plebs must not be allowed to travel, so they are too narrow-minded and xenophobic to see through the untruths pushed down their throat by the Murdoch machine. I don't disagree with that at all. Why wouldn't they get a pension? Have rules changed in the UK? Because if you're working from a young age at the moment. The state pension in the UK is the lowest in Europe, and private pensions are being pillaged by the rich because they want a bigger yacht. So good luck getting a decent pension if you're not already a pensioner or not already locked into some kind of final salary pension. There are people who retired at the age of 50, the boomer generation, and they're on a full salary pension, and we can afford that. We can afford to be paying these people £55,000 a year for doing nothing, for literally doing absolutely jack shit. So losers, obviously, in the world, because they can afford to do that. They go on first class flights to places because they can afford to do that. And people say we can't afford UBI because there's not enough money. Bullshit, there's not enough money. There's plenty of money. We just need to be more sensible with how we dole it out. And in a situation where 1 in 5 pensioners are living in poverty and 1 in 5 pensioners are millionaires, something has gone horrifically wrong there. We need to give the 1 in 5 pensioners who are in poverty, we need to give them half of the money from the millionaires. Some kind of wealth distribution. Let's suss out a way of doing it, because it is not fair. And you don't need that much money to live, especially if you own your own house. You've paid off your mortgage. What are you paying for in your day-to-day life? Your food. Bye everyone, kisses. Bye-bye. They'll be allowed to travel, so they are too narrow-minded and xenophobic to see through the untruths pushed down their throat by the Murdoch machine. Yes, you are absolutely 100% right on that. Right, let me invite some people. I'm clicking on invite people. It's looking at me funny. Come on, let's just do this. Honestly, I try not to get too het up when things don't go right on my show, because obviously I'm trying to juggle a few balls at once here. I'm trying to talk to you, read your messages. I'm trying to get the internet working. I'm making sure that the sound is right and the visuals are right, and I've got a little bit of lemonade left. But it's I do find it very frustrating when the internet just I try and do everything right, but the internet just comes along and tells me I'm wrong. You actually see the seam. Can you see the seam there? That's because the sun's come out and the sun's actually on my curtain behind me. Go away, sun. Go away. Go behind the clouds. You're ruining my effect. My dad retired in 52 due to ill health, and all he does is sit on his arse all day. I bet he voted for Brexit. Minimum state pension in Ireland is around €225 a week. That's more than 3 times, I think, the amount that it is in the UK. Is that right? It's certainly more than twice. I see Euro pensioners always did better than the UK. Yeah, and we're talking about being 50 years in the future, when the 20-year-olds of today are finally allowed to retire and get a state pension, because they're going to keep pushing that back. Don't forget, when the state pension came in and it was 65 for men, the average life expectancy for men was 69. Now it's 88 or something ridiculous. Gone up like 20 years. There's 20 years of people sitting on their arse doing nothing, getting bored and getting involved in politics and ruining everything for the younger generation. Make sure to smack the like buttons on the arse on the way out. UBI deserves a longer discussion. I'll try and set something up. Maybe next week with. I've been trying to set something up with Maximilian to talk about UBI, because he's quite interested in it as well. And obviously he's pretty shit hot on the old live shows that he does. So it's better that I go on his live show than the other way around. But yeah, that'll be cool. I'm gonna put this message into the chat here. And obviously I'm really sorry that my video is my computer's just running. I can feel a heat from my computer as it's trying to just keep itself cool. Oh my god, I'm going to get the blue screen of death any second now, I'm sure of it. Right, so I will return tomorrow. I'm going to try and do a daytime show. Please, if you're not subscribed and you want to watch these shows, please subscribe and hit the bell notification, the bell end notification for when this bell ends online, because especially over the summer holidays, I don't know from day to day whether I'm actually going to be able to do a show or not. I'm going to try and do one tomorrow at 1 o'clock, same time as today, a HughesRound, and then I'm going to try and do a Hughes of the World at 8 o'clock. It's usually at 10 o'clock on Thursdays. It's going to be at 8, a little bit earlier, and that's going to be from 8 o'clock till about 9. If you could join us for that, and then that'll be followed by a quiz, which I think the Pineapple Boys putting together for Discord. Now, if you want to join us on the Discord server right now, head over. The address has just come up on here somewhere. No, it hasn't. Where's it gone? bollocks. It's up on my thing. He votes Conservative. Graham, you need better provider. Wi-Fi like Virgin has a favourite company of racist nanny. Well, I'm not using the same Wi-Fi that I use at home. This is different Wi-Fi. I think this is Virgin actually here. At home, I'm on BT. Taking a few years out to look after the kids. My pension is now next to nothing. Yeah, Tim, they screw you. They absolutely screw you. Context says goodbye. Bye-bye, everyone, which is nice. And he votes Conservative too, Graham. Yay, money for me for free for doing nothing. And all these other people, these people fleeing war, how dare they? How bloody dare they? Okay, so I don't know if the Restream link has come up in the chat. It hasn't come up on the screen here, unfortunately. But if you have already been on Restream, the Restream Discord, it comes up as Restream as on my system as me talking, but it does come up as Graham Hughes. But I don't think it has. But yeah, if you want to join us on the Discord server, please just head over there, and we'll be there for the next half hour. I don't know. People sometimes stay on there for hours on end. But you're very welcome to join us there. And I'm going to head over there now. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Yeah, 1 o'clock. And I'll have a new cable. And hopefully, and my hand won't disappear. And I'll be a little bit more prepared. I would have been more prepared today, but I had a meeting about the Festival of Europe, which went on for 2.5 hours this morning. So I didn't get a chance to actually set things up quite as efficiently as I would have liked to, but tomorrow should be fine. I don't have any meetings planned, so I can get on with it. Right, okay. Kevin Haggerty, late Prezi, your fault. Devil went down to Strictly with sparkles on his hooves, maracas on his belt, and some real killer moves. Yeah, I had COVID again, back home and not dead. Also with kittens, so good. Kevin says, don't be surprised if they end up putting a statue of Murdoch after he dies for all he's contributed to Great Britain. I will join, if they do make a statue to Murdoch, I will join the pigeons and shit on his head. On that note, on that brown note, I will see you tomorrow, or maybe on the Discord server in a bit if you want to head over there. But until then, thanks for watching, thanks for bearing with me, and hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye.